Okay, so since it looks like it's one of my most popular videos, I'm actually going to make another one for the MX-5 here at Tsukuba for the fixed series. The lap for the open setup series that I have posted currently is a little bit different. I think the my fast time certainly with the open setup is a lot different than the fixed setup, mainly because it's just you know quite a few differences in there. And the other thing is you have really good control over the fuel. So uh, actually going to look at a lap here that I just did in the race. I just streamed this over a little while ago. And so my fastest lap in the fixed configuration was a 104.5. And even in qualifying, so I did a 104.7 in qualifying. And so we're going to look at this 104.5 here. So first and foremost, let's look at, um, let's back this up just a little bit, right behind so this was taken during the race. So let's go to our cockpit view here. All right. And then I'm actually, so we can get a little bit of a better view here, going to adjust it. Honestly, when it comes to making some of these videos on laps and whatnot, it always kind of drives me a little bit crazy that we don't a lot of times show some of the telemetry data now. Unfortunately, my normal telemetry is not going to show up on this because this is a replay. So I'm going to hide that out of the way and just leave it right like it is. So you can see the dashboard on the car here, and you can see my steering wheel and everything. So I've actually hidden all of the interface and all that, so we can get a good look at this, and we'll talk about it as I go. So go ahead and hit play. And so we're coming off fourth gear in the final turn, coming up to the top of the hill, really hard braking down to second. Trying to keep it as tight as possible. Don't overdrive the corner. You really want to get back on the gas as quickly as you can. You're going to come up to this point. So if you look at, there's a little driveway off to the right over here, and that's kind of your marking point that you want to look for, because you're really going to get up to about there, and then you're going to really stomp on the brakes and get it down to second. Again, this is another hairpin. You really don't want to overdrive the car. So then you're going to swing way to the left and feather the throttle through here and apex that corner really nicely, and try to get back on the gas as quickly as possible, depending on tire state. So here's another case where you really have to gauge, because the MX-5 is not going to stop on a dime. So you look over here, kind of off to the left, there is a little strip of green here. And what you're going to do is, depending on your confidence level, you're going to shoot for the very end of that. And once again, because you're going right back into another little hairpin, cram on the brakes, get it down to second gear, keep it nice and tight, and get back on the gas, and then roll it out to the left side of the track. And you're really going to do good. Now, the other thing with the MX-5 that can be a little bit of, I've seen different people do it different ways, is your revs when you're shifting. And I personally, the minute it hits the red line, go ahead and shift. So here we are in fourth gear. Now this is another place where it's really tricky. So initially this car will be fine, and you'll hit the brakes. You really don't want to hit the brakes too much in here. You want to carry as much speed through this final corner as you can. It's a really long right-handed sweeper. Thing is that as you go through the race, especially in some of these races that are 10, 15, 15, 20 laps long, the car is going to start to develop some oversteer when you brake. And so you really want to be careful, but you're really kind of shooting for these bluish gray barrels over here. And when I go through the lap again from the external view, you'll be able to see where we're hitting the brakes a little bit better. But pretty much just want to hit the brakes a little, try to keep it nice and tight up against the curb because you really want to get back on the throttle, swing all the way out to the side. So that's the lap in a nutshell. And it really is, let's go all the way back through here. And that's not the fast way to do that. Double click on this and let's back up a little bit here. So the other thing with this last corner is it's another case where you're really, the more speed you carry through that last corner, the better off you're going to be down the straight. And you really, and a lot of times you can see your time building up as you come out if you do it right. But let's look at our actually close regular chase. There we go. So now we can see the back side of the car, and I'm gonna kill everything off except for the menu. So we'll roll through this. So here we go. So you see right after those barrels kind of come towards the middle of the track, and probably not the best example really there because you see him catching me. Probably could have gone even faster on this if we'd done that. But you're coming up to the top of the hill. Don't go all the way to the curbing. That definitely will not work. You're gonna have to get a feel for this one. This one really doesn't have any good sight lines. So nice and tight on the curbs. Come across there, right driveway, brake hard, keeping it nice and tight. A little bit of a late apex on that. No real brake here if you can get away with it. You really just want to feather that throttle out, hit that little bit of a point, get back on it, upshifting, hard brake at the point there, back down, nice and tight through here. This is probably the best corner out of all of these. For this to be a fast lap, I was actually a little sloppy. And we'll look at, I think, Sebrian's up here's laps too, just to get a little bit of a difference. So see right there past that blue marker, so there that is, and coming just past that, little bit on the brakes, not too hard. Stay to the inside and then roll out, and there you go. So that's my fast lap of the race. And in general, that wasn't too bad. Like I said, the main thing is later on in races like that, you start to get tire wear. And on that last corner, you get a little bit of oversteer under braking. So you have to be careful. You can use it to kind of turn the car the way you want it, but you got to be careful if you're not good at handling stuff like that. Maybe brake a little bit earlier or a little bit lighter. So let's look at. So this is Luis Sebrian. He is the one who won the race. So his fast lap was lap 2, 104.4, just a little bit faster. So we'll just look at this real quick and kind of get a thing. So braking, he's not staying terribly tight either, just a little bit closer in than I was. You know, it's very likely that this could probably get into the 103. So here, right at the driveway, braking nice and tight and hard right there, rolling it out, getting back on the gas. I did look at his gearing and everything. He is using the same gears and he probably lost a little bit of time there, not keeping it really super tight. And then right to the end, right at the point, braking hard down to second again as well. And then down the back straight. Right past the barrels. And I think this is really the key right there. I had some laps that I was able to do that. Keep it nice and tight in there. I think that's probably the key point difference between our two laps, if you'll notice, is that he really managed to keep it nice and tight there. And as long as you don't get on that curb, that really is probably the perfect line. So there you go. Again, that's just wanted to redo my Tsukuba fast lap video, and let's switch back over to myself here. Yep. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's the end of that. So hopefully, just like with the other video that I posted a few months ago, that one was really kind of only just a basic get in there and look at it kind of thing. I didn't really do anything, any kind of commentary or anything like that on it. So this was kind of a follow up to that. This is for the fixed version. It's not the open setup, which is what my other lap was about. That's why it's about 2 seconds quicker. So if you're running the fixed setup series, this would be more applicable. So with that, I'm going to stop recording here and I will upload this video for us. But there's the end card. If you're enjoying these videos and some of the different things I'm doing, please like, please subscribe, and I look forward to your comments and anything you'd like to say in the comment section below. And that's it for this evening. Thanks for watching.